भद्रं कर्णे श्यामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितैर्यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो हरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देवभयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भो इष्टां ते नम भुक्तिं विदेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषभ्यो अतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्ध्रीं धेनुर्वोढा नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णारते स्थाः सभेयो युव अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्ष्यतु फलवत्यो न भोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः
श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्न उपशान्तये अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ललिताम्बिकायै नमः श्रीमात्रे नमः देवी प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातः जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. So we are in the journey of trying to note the prowess, the war skills, and her karuna upon all beings in the universe. She is mother, so all are her children. But what to do? The children don't be the same always, at all places, at all times, at all that. So some people are there who are rebellious. They are rebellions and they revolt against sadachara, dharma, daya, and etc. So she has to punish. The mother is all in all in every family. So father may be busy or maybe outside, may be different. But mother is the first guru, either for good or bad or different. And people remember the Matru Devata, mother. So in that same manner, she is the mother of mothers. Matrunam Mata, Devi Bhagavati, Durga Parameswari, Lalita Parameswari, Adishakti Swarupini. So that's why this Parameswari cannot keep quiet. Mother cannot keep quiet. So they have to be active and interfering and see that right things are happening, right behavior is happening. And whether is a so that way the Durga Saptasati is a wonderful text where we observe Durga Parameswari as a spot decision maker, a work inspector, and a mobile goddess. Wherever there is difficulty or arti, that maybe it may be Durga arti or anything, so she will come, she will interfere, she will give solution, she will see that there is peace is established. After all such rigorous activity, Durga Ma becomes a Shanta Durga. There may be other names to Durga, but she becomes a Shanta Durga. Shantaye Namaha, Shanta Durgaye Namo Namaha. So we have seen in the first chapter the Vaisya, a rich merchant, a king, a Kshatriya who lost his everything, who was driven away from his place on the pretext of going for hunting. He just gets out from the clutch of the enemies and disrespectful, disobedient own relatives and ministers and all people. So he comes to the Munya Ashramam. Even though he has come to Munya Ashramam, but he was not peaceful because the mind is something which is always working, which is always towards the samsara, towards the problems. So if we are able to control the mind, and the location won't have an influence much on the mind, but unless you make the mind to care the location in which you are placed. After all, in Muryashramam, in a forest where there is no kind of difficulty and all that, but in the presence of a great learned guru, but still his mind is not at all stable. And he met like-minded fellow, that merchant. Both of them go to that guru in the first chapter, and they said, Aya, we have, although we are away from our own kith and kin and riches and all that, our mind is not stable, and how we want to get back our things and peace of mind and all that. That's exactly is the pursuit for all people in the world, because nobody is happy. Kas santoshaha tava manava. See, this is what it is. Kas santoshaha tava manava. A manava, a man, human being, very santosha. That's why at that crisis, the solution offered by Guru, a rishi, in Munyasramam, he says, Tamupaihin Maharaja Saranam Parameswari Aradhita Saiva Nrunam Bhoga Varga Apavargata. So, Amma, Aya, you just try to respect Devi. Ammavaru, she will be able to attend to your problem. And not only she solves your difficulty, calamity, at the same time, if you continue your devotion to Parameswari, she will grant you even the Swarga or Apavarga or whatever you are eligible, depending upon the amount of devotion and dedication, and also Vairagyam and Gnanam and Tyagam and all those things. Therefore, in this, Durga Parameswari is praised as Om Jayanti Mangala Kali भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते जयत्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतार्तिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी కాళరాత్రి నమోస్తుతే. ఈ అమ్మవారు షీఈస్ present any and everywhere. She is a manifestation of Jayanti, Mangala, Kali, Bhadrakali, Kapalini, Durga, Kshama, Shiva, Dhatri, Swaha, Swada. ఇన్ని మేనిఫెస్టేషన్స్తో అమ్మవారు అలా ఉంటుంటుంది. And therefore, it is our duty to proclaim victory to her. So, she is a Chamunda, and what is her main job is Bhuta Arti Harini. She has to attend to the Arti or difficulty of all the Bhutas. Bhuta means living beings. Preta means dead. So all those who are living, they only have got a problem. They only have got to go on with the life journey. They only have to have some achievement. అదే స్వామిಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, శరీరం ఉంటేనే పుణ్యము పాపము. శరీరం లేదంటే పుణ్యానికి పాపానికి ఏమి అవకాశం లేదు. కాబట్టి శరీరము ఉన్నంత వరకు పుణ్యపాపాల కోసం స్ట్రగుల్ అవ్వాలి. This is punyam, this is papam. So in this manner, things get distinguished and divided. If you do this, it is a punya karma. If you do that, it is a papa karma. So we are always sandwiched as long as we hold the body between the punya karma and papa karma. Therefore, but when it is a papa karma going, Ammavaru will come and remove the papam and put you into the punya compartment. So that's how it is there. And now in the first chapter, we have seen how Madhukaitava Rakshasas were killed because of Kalaratri, that Mahadevi in the form of Kali. That is the Kala Devata and Nidra Devata. So Vishnu fought long and saw that those people are done. Then in the after that, again, gods have praised Kalaratri and they were very much pleased, and Ammavaru is pleased. But Ammavaru is not at all completely free. Anytime she has to be constant watch upon the people. So again, there is another problem, that Mahishasura was there, and he is a Mahasura, but Mahisharupa, and he has got Kamarupin. And he did lot of penance and got large number of boons, and he wanted to occupy the throne, and he wanted to be the ruler completely, and he wanted to kill Paramatma also, or Mahadevi. So then all gods have made a prayer to her, Amma Tai, we fought for 100 years with these Rakshasas, Mahishasura and his Sainyam, but we were all dethroned. We lost our portfolios, jobs. We lost our Mahima. We are on the road. So all of them, including Brahma, they go to a place where Ishvara and Vishnu were sitting together. So the gods submitted their horror, their grief, and their disappointment upon joblessness, etc. Then both of them simultaneously became very angry. That Kopa Agni of Shiva and Vishnu turned into a form of a woman, and all gods empowered her. She, with the Mahishasura's Sainyam, at first in the second chapter of Madhyama Charitam of Durga Saptasati, drawn from Markandeya Puranam. So Markandeya Maharshi is not ordinary, he is a Chiranjeevi, and he is a blessed person from Ishvara himself. And because of Markandeya, Ishvara got the name Kirti as the Mrityunjaya because he burned Yama. So afterwards, again, Yama was brought back to life by him. So he's a Mrityunjaya, Mrityu. But Narasimha Swami is a Mrityu. It means he's an employer for the Mrityu at all. So the employer is Vishnu, and victorious fellow, conqueror is Shiva. But when they are disturbed, looking at the atrocity or the pain given by the Rakshasa to good people, then automatically they become extremely angry, and that anger came out in the form of Durga Parameswari. She fought a long way along with. In fact, gods came and said, "Should we come and help you in the war with the Mahishasura?" She said, "No, Bob. No, you go and be yourself. I have my own Shakti Sena, and I will use my Shakti Sena and fight with the demons. I fight with the demons, no problem. Go." So that kind of assurance was issued by Durga Parameswari. And they all, what is Amma? At least we'll try to give out our, transfer our powers into you and make you completely Mahadurga. And you become a Durga Devi, Adishakti Swarupini, and all that. And all weapons are there in her hands. So she became not only two hands, she became Chaturbhuja, Ashtabhuja, Ashtadashabhuja, and Sahasrabhuja. In the sense that Bhuja is the hub of strength in the body, shoulders. So if the more and more hands and all that are there, the more power. So Sahasra Bhuja Durga, when you imagine, then she is invincible and absolutely strong, stronger than anyone in the world. Therefore, actually, when he came to know that sound that Durgamma produced, Mahishasura was stunned. Then he came fully prepared with his army to find out what is this sound, Dhwani, and ultimately found of Durga Parameswari, and he realized that she is there and ready to fight with her, and so he immediately declared war and made all his Sena to fight with her. That's all we have seen in the second chapter, how the war began. In fact, she invited Mahishasura and his retinue to war by making that kind of shabda, nada. That nada that she produced was filling the entire cosmos. All people were stunned. What is this kind of sound that we are listening? It is unheard before any time at all. Even Mahishasura also was stunned. Similarly, when Narasimha Swami Pradurbhava took place from the pillar, the first of all, the breaking sound of the pillar was itself so astonishing and amazing that Hiranyakasipu was alone there. He just got completely, he was not scared, but became curious. And that sound turned into the Narasimhavataram, lion head. And then he realized this is my enemy, that to whom I have been looking for to kill because he killed my brother. So he wanted to revenge. And so he was not scared. Rather, he became doubly enthusiastic and he thanked his son Prahlada. "Oh, you showed me the enemy for whom I am looking. So thank you very much, Prahlada." Then he went to fight. 1,000 years they fought. So you observe the nada that has been produced is a source or as a genesis for invitation to war as is given by the gods. So that nada and ghora nada and all that. So Mahishasura came to send his fire. And one more difference is that when she was so beautiful, so enchanting and beautiful. Then that Mahishasura did not, he felt like, killing her. That's the idea that Ammavaru provided in the head of the Mahishasura. But in the head of the Sumbari Simbhas, I think it was different. Sugriva was the Vayabari, and he proposed alliance with Sumbha to Durgamma. But Durgamma there, she has another way to approach and to invite them to war and finish Sumbari Sambhas, which you are going to see in the Tritiya Charitam, in the next chapter, in the next book. But here, in this, in the second chapter, we have seen the Rakshasas being killed, and now we'll go to the Tritiya Adhyayam. Ammavaru, in each chapter, Ammavaru has got her figure, personality, Rupam, and that Rupa Dhyanam, meditational way, we have got to do it, and an ahuti is offered. You see, whenever we do Durga Saptasati Homam or Chandi Home, they call it, or so you use the Durga Saptasati mantras and 700 of them. Some are just one word, Prishirvacha. Some are only verse half or half slokam. Some is full slokam and swahakaras. Thereby, Durga Saptasati is not absolutely two lines slokas, but they are having, that itself is a magical one, very powerful, very significant and high and power generating things, because Rishi himself is a formula. Devi herself a formula. The Om Devi Vacha Swaha. We say like that. Devi Vacha Swaha. Imagine. So, ಈ ತರಹ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಮಹಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸು ಆರ್ ಯಜುಸ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೋಮ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ that Ammavaru becomes so much pleased. In fact, we should thank Ammavaru, Lalitha Parameswari, Soundarlahari Devata, for the past 24 years, every month, third Sunday, she is visiting our Kendra venues or our Kendra members' venues and accepting the ahutis. Not at all, because people do once in a way, occasionally, and be satisfied. But Ammavaru has made it a regular practice for her to come to anybody who invites her to perform, gives her offering food, then. So that is how started by our Guru B.S. Krishnan from Nagpur, Maharashtra. Anyway, so Adraha, we have chapter-wise Dhyana slokas are there for Durgamma, and we can just read this. Om Ujjadbhanu Sahasrakantimarunakshaumaam Siromalikam Raktaliptapayodharam Japavatim Vidyamabhitim Varam Hastabjai Dadatim Trinetra Vilasato Vatraravindastriyam Devim Baddahimam Suratnamakutam Vande Aravindasthitam. So Vande Aravindastatam. She is a Mahalakshmi in Ditiya Charitam, Mahasaraswati in Tritiya Charitam, Mahakali in the Prathama Charitam. So as Mahalakshmi, she is always comfortable being seated upon the 1,000-petaled lotus. That lotus for her is soft seat and comfortable seat. Therefore, she is just sitting on the Aravinda. And this slokam I have already explained. I don't want, but what you want to mark here is Abhitim Varam Vidyam. So she is just the very embodiment of knowledge Adhyatma Jnanam or Parameswara Jnanam, and extending Abhiti. What is the varam that she is extending? Abhiti. Bhiti means fear. That is problem solving. So problem is fear, Bhiti, and Abhiti is solution for that. So Ammavaru is a solution. It's an indication that in this chapter that Durga Parameswari is able to be completely killing, finishing that Mahishasura. And Mahishasura has got to be killed for Prapancham. But actually, that Mahishasura gets the moksham. Even Rakshasas are eligible for moksham. So every being born on the land has the tag eligible for moksham. But eligibility to be sustained through our spiritual practices. So when you are more and more spiritualist, adhyatmic, and connected to religious life, philosophical thinking, religious life and philosophical thinking. That's exactly Adhyatma Jnanam is important, and Chintanam. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, when it is taking place, it is really great. That's why here in the first few slokas, we have already gone through that the Chitshubha is the Senapati. Although many Senapatis were done with in the fight, but a Mukhya Senadipati, there are more than 10 Senadipatis to Mahishasura. Ravana, even Duryodhana had a lot of Senadipatis. And so like that, when there is a large army, the army also has got to be given little different portfolios and adhikarams. For example, Duryodhana in Bhagavad Gita, you observe, Duryodhana comes to Dronacharya, the chief manager of the whole, for that says that Bhishmameva Abhirakshanto, let there be 10 people, 10 chieftains and Sena around Bhishmacharya when he is fighting. See that Bhishma is not hurt and he is continuing. Because the enemies can attack from any direction in the war. Therefore, Bhishmameva Abhirakshanto ಅಂತ ಭೀಷ್ಮರಾಚಾರ್ಯರನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿ ಧೃತರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ದುರ್ಯೋಧನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ದೋ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇನಾಧಿಪತೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ, this Chitshura, I'm sorry, the Chitshuraha is one who fought. Then what he did was, he saw that Ammavaru, although Ammavaru has tried to break down all his chariot, horses, Rathachodaka, and including his own bow and arrows, things, and at that time he became very, very bad and he fell down on the ground, but he's a Rakshasa, no matter. So he took his sword and charma, ayudha. So in the sloka number 6, you observe, Sachinna dhanva iratho hatashvo hatasaratihi abhyadhavatatam devim khadgacharmadharo suraha samhamahatya khadgena tishnadharena murdhani ajagana bhuje savye ದೇವೀಮಪಿ ಅತಿವೇಗವಾನ್. ದಟ್ ಸೇನಾಧಿಪತಿ ಇಸ್ ಅತಿವೇಗವಾನ್. ರಾಕ್ಷಸರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತುಂಬ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಲೇ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ. ಸೊ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರು ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್. ಇನ್ನು ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರಿಗೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ದೆ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರ್. ಗೃಧ್ರವತ್ ವರ್ತಂತೆ. ಗೃಧ್ರ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿ ಫಾಲ್ಕನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಗಲ್. Supposing a serpent is going on the ground, It can sight the serpent even though it is fighting at the 14 mile up. Instantaneously it will come Garuda Vega and does not miss the catch. It will just come tangential way and grab that victim and get out. At times it can even carry a tiger up the sky and go with and harm that. So that is the power of the Garuda. And like that, this fellow Rakshasa is very quick. Even when Dhanvantari came with the Amrita Kalasha Hastaya, Dhanvantaraye, Dhanvantara Murtaye, Narayanaya Swaha. Now Dhanvantari mantra marti Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasvarsanaya ಅಂತ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಔಷಧಿ ಚಕ್ರ ಅಧಿಪತಯೇ ಇದು ಸೊ ದೋಷದ ಚಕ್ರವ ಅಧಿಪತಿ ಅಂತಹ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ ಈಸ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸೊ the Dharmantri came up in the milk ocean after being churned. Ultimately the Rakshasas have grabbed those two Amrita Kalasas and ran away, depriving any chance for the gods to do with the Amrita Kalasas, although they cooperated. Then there is to be the Mohini, you know the story. So like that, the Pratapavan, what he did was, he came with great force. He hit Amavaru's bhujam and also the head of the lion. But unfortunately, it was not fulfilled. So what she did, in the 8th sloka we read, so Sivlingavara, do you read from 8 to 12 slokas? Tasya
तस्या खड्गो भुजं प्राप्य पपालनृपनन्दन ततो जग्राह शूलं स कोपाधरुणलोचनः चिक्षेप च ततस्तत्तु भद्रकाल्यां महासुरः जाज्वल्यमानं तेजोभिः रविबिम्बमिवाम्बरात् दृष्ट्वा तदा पतच्चूलं देवी शूलमुच्यत तेन तच्च तदानीतं शूलं स च महासुरः अते अस्मिन् महावीर्ये महिषस्य च मूपतो आजगामगजारूढ अमरस्त्रीदशार्धनः सोऽपि शक्तिं ममोचात देव्यास्तामम्बिकाद्रुतम् हुङ्काराभिहतां भूमौ पातयामास निष्प्रभाम्.
beautiful. So you observe warfare, the war skill, the war details, the war report. So first of all, in Mahabharata, we see the war commentator. Nowadays, we have only the cricket commentator or volleyball commentator or all these fellows. They're all watching the game or sport so meticulously and reporting how it has taken. Nowadays, things are different. There are wonderful, sharp cameras. Not even a fraction of a second also is being caught by the camera. So, if at all any discussion or argumentation comes regarding at the result point, they have the record. And so, nobody can open the mouth. And in olden days, imagine, there was that kind of Durdarshan power they were able to. So here, Markandeya Maharshi is able to give us the relation so meticulously, pointing out what has happened at different places in that big war fought by Devi with the Mahishasura and his Sainyam. And imagine, Mahishasura was watching all that. He has got that invigilation, rather vigilance camera in him. And so he knows what is going on where and all that. So he was watching. When this Chichua died, then he came to war because he cannot escape, and all his powers were subdued, and naturally the main fellow should appear on the ground, something like Ravana coming in the Ramayana or Duryodhana coming in the Mahabharata. So Sanjaya, and there are only two people, Vidura. These are the two wise people who are not hurt at all in the war. They never came to war. Sanjaya was in the palace. Vidura was there sitting with the Dhritarashtra. So that Vidura and Sanjaya, they are the persons who never got hurt in Mahabharata war, but everybody got. So here you observe ది అమ్మవారు ఖడ్గం ఏమైందంటే ఎయిత్ శ్లోక భుజం ప్రాప్య పఫాల నృపనందన తతో జగ్రాహశూలం సహా కోపాదరుణలోచన. యాక్చువల్లీ హర్ హర్ భుజం ఈజ్ ఐరన్ స్ట్రాంగ్. ఆర్ ఈవెన్ మోర్ స్ట్రాంగర్. So that sword fell down on the ground. Then the Rakshasa became yet more angry when his weapon failed. They don't learn lessons in the war, no lessons in the war. What is in war? Anger, enthusiasm, determination, dexterity, and discipline. So these are all the factors in a war. So he took a sulam, became highly angry, and his eyes turned red because of anger. He threw that shulam upon the Bhadrakali. So this Ammavaru Tejobhi Jajvalyamanam Ravibimbamivambarat. So the shulam was highly powerful. It was very bright. It was a light. And it was almost like the sun disk or Ravibimbam, and as though falling from the sky. And Ammavaru, what she did in the 10th sloka, you observe, Drishtva tadapatatsulam devi sulamamunchata tena tatchatadhanitam sulam sacha mahasura. So what happened was, when that sulam is a trident, three ways it will attack the enemy, though it is single, but it three ways means three is plural. That means that in multiple directions, the Trisulam will fall on the enemies and finish them. But in case of Devi and that Asura, Mahasura, when he threw the Trisulam, she observed coming, and she also in turn threw another Shulam against that Trisulam thrown by that demon. And this Trisulam, Amma's Trisulam, made the Trisulam of the Asura turn into the pieces. 1,000 pieces it became and fell down on the ground in vain. Satadhanitam Shulam. That became Chur Agbitide. And not only that, that Trisulam which Ammavaru threw, destroyed the Trisula thrown by the Asura, and ultimately that Trisula killed him too. So Mahasura, Sulam, that even the Mahasura was also killed. So in the 11th sloka, you observe, Hate tasmin mahavirye महिषस्य च मूपतौ आजगामगजारूढः अमरस्त्रिदशार्दनः अमरस्त्रिदशार्दनः. So Amara Tridasha, these are the two kinds, not three. ಸೊ if at all ವುಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೀರ್ಘ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಮರ ತ್ರಿದಶ, ಅರ್ಧನಃ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಆರ್ pain giver. So who destroys all those people. So that Mahishasura, so the Mahishasura, who is that Mahishasura? He is the queller of queller of so many Rakshasas. I mean, so many devatas and other good people. That's why ಹತೇ ತಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಮಹಾವೀರ್ಯೇ ಯಾರು ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಚಮೂಪತವು, ಚಮೂಪತಿ, ಚಮೂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಯಂ. ಸೊ ಸೈನ್ಯಾಧಿಪತಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಚಮೂಪತಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾರು ಚಮೂಪತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಹಿಷಸ್ಯ. ಅವಾಗ ತ್ರಿದಶಾರ್ಧನ ಅಮರ ತ್ರಿದಶ ಅರ್ಧನ ಗಜಾರೂಢ ಜಗಾಮ. So then Mahishasura, mounting a elephant came to the war ground to fight with Mahadevi. So now onwards, you observe the manner how Amma and the Mahishasura fight. This is the war report. You can watch significantly here. And in the 12th sloka, the moment he came to the war ground, what did he do? Shaktim saha api mumocha atha devyaha tamambika dhrutam hunkarabhihatam bhumau patayamasa nisprabham. So ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವನು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. So the first thing that Mahishasura employed upon Devi Durga to finish her was the Shakti Astram. ಸೊ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಹಾಶಕ್ತಿ, ಮಹಾದೇವಿ, ಮಹಾಗೌರಿ, ಮಹಾ ಯೋಧಕಾರಿಣಿ. ಅಂತಹ ತಾಯಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇವನು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಹಸ್ತಂ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಲವ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಲವ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ತರಹ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರ. ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಎಡ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಒನ್. ಅದು ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ಹಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಜನರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ, ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ಗೆ ತಾಯಿ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ಲಿ, ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಟ್ರಮೆಂಡಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್. ಆ ಸ್ಪೀಡು ತಗ್ಗಷ್ಟು meeting out the speed of the other enemy for throwing any weapon, the other party also should leave that kind of speed. And that's why Dhrutam Ambika Devyaha Tam Ambika Mumocha. She also released one astram to that. On the other hand, she also made a big sound, Humkara Vihatam Patayamasa Nishprabham Bhumau. So she, not only that, she also uttered a Humkara. See, Hum is rejection, Om is acceptance. So Hum Om. These are the two sounds with which Surya Bhagavan will be speeding up in the sky, as is recorded by the NASA people. They calculated the speed of the sun for half a minute, 30 seconds. The speed of the god Surya Bhagavan in the horizon is 128,000 miles per hour per that second. You can imagine the speed per hour and so on. So that's how mathematics calculation comes up. The other day we had a talk on Vedic mathematics, which is very brief, precise and crisp, which does not involve to solve more time. So what one person solves in one day, in 3 minutes, that problem is solved. So such instances are there, and that kind of scope has been given or revealed to a great Muni sadhu that is called Bharati Tirtha Krishna. And he said 16 main formulas and 13 sub formulas describing it as a Vedic mathematics. So that has been published also with the translation notes and all that. So yesterday we had that Sunday we had a beautiful talk, and many people have missed the opportunity of listening directly the talk from the horse mouth when he has come to the screen and talking to us. No, but I wish that you should make it a point, at least that 7 to 8 hour as your ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಎಲಿವೇಶನಲ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಶ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾಶ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಟು ಎಲಿವೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಎಲಿವೇಶನ್. ಆತ್ಮೋದ್ಧರಣ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ even in June we are going to have a beautiful powerful talks which I will announcing, and that also don't miss. So make it a determination in your life journey that as long as you are connected to Vedadhyayana Kendra or Vedadhyayana or Paramatma, you should steal time for that time, 7 to 8 o'clock on Sundays, 2 Sundays per month. That will really make you happier to face all your problems in different directions. So, Hunkara Vihatam Shaktihastram Nishprabham Patayamasa Bhumo. Ammavaru, she just made that weapon paralyzed, lost all its glory, get broken and fall down on the ground. Actually, ನಾವು ಏನು ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬರ್. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರ ಆ ಭೂದೇವಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಪವರ್ ಈಸ್ immeasurable. Whether it is good or bad or anything, everything Bhudevi takes it out. Whether it's a Rakta Pravaha or Jala Pravaha or the Manushya Pravaha, whatever it is, Praja Pravaha, whatever it is, Bhudevi has that power to tolerate. That's why, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅವರ್ ಫುಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಭೂದೇವತಾ. ಏನಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯಮ್ಮ? ಸಮುದ್ರವಸನೆ ದೇವಿ ಪರ್ವತಸ್ತನಮಂಡಲೇ ಪರ್ವತಸ್ತನಮಂಡಲೆ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪತ್ನಿ ನಮಸ್ತುಭ್ಯಂ ಪಾದಸ್ಪರ್ಶಂ ಶಮಸ್ವಮೇ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭೂಮಿರ್ಧೇನುರ್ಧರಣಿ ಲೋಕಧಾರಿಣಿ ಉದ್ಧೃತಾಸಿ ಮಹಾಹೇನ ಕೃಷ್ಣೇನ ಸದಬಾಹುನಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ನಾವು ಭೂದೇವಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಭೂಸೂಕ್ತ. ಧನುರ್ಧರಾಯೈ ಚ ವಿದ್ಮಹೇ ಸರ್ವಸಿದ್ಧೈ ಚ ಧೀಮಹಿ ತನ್ನೋ ಧರಾ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತು. ತನ್ನೋ ಧರಾ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತು. ನೋಡಿದಿರಾ, ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅಂಥ ಶೂಲವನ್ನು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ ಫೈರ್, ಆ ಫೈರನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾಳೆ ತಾಯಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಜಲವು ಕೂಡ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಓವರ್ ಹರ್ ಇವನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ನೀತ್ ದಿ ಓಷನ್, ಪಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಓಷನ್, 14 miles ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಭೂಮಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀರು ಇದೆ, ಬೆಂಕಿ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆಹಾರ ಕೊಡುವ ಸಸ್ಯ ವೃಕ್ಷ ಔಷಧಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಮ್ಮವ ಭೂದೇವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಭೂದೇವಿ ಶ್ರೀದೇವಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು. ಶ್ರೀದೇವಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇರೆ, ಭೂದೇವಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಇಬ್ಬರು ದೇವತೆಗಳು ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿನ ಧರ್ಮಪತ್ನಿಯರು. ಸೊ ಆ ವಿಷ್ಣು, ಭೂದೇವಿ, ಶ್ರೀದೇವಿ, ಈ 3 ಜನ ಸೇರಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸಸ್ಟೈನರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಯ. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವ, ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ವಿಷ್ಣುದೇವ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶಿವದೇವ. ಸೊ ಈ 3 ಜನ ಅವರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ರೆಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ, ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಲಯ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಆನ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. 1, 2, 3 ಸಿಂಗುಲರ್, ಡ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್. ಸೊ 3ರಿಂದ ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 9 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 9 ಆದಮೇಲೆ 10 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಶ. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಂದು ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎನಿ ನಂಬರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈ ತರಹ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ದುರ್ಗಮ್ಮನಂತ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ hundreds of forces are operative, positive and benefic, favorable, so that we are able to go all. So here you observe ತಾಯಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ, in order to pull down that Shakti Astram, which is burning with fire and all that, she just did Hunkara, finished. And in fact, when Trishanku Maharaja was pushed up by Vishwamitra Maharshi to Swargaloka, Sasarirevagi, Indra cannot admit it. He knew it. He just made Hunkarena. He said, Hum anta ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಇಂದ್ರ ಹುಂಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ತ್ರಿವಿಕ್ರಮ ತ್ರಿಶಂಕು fell down. But again, Vishwamitra stopped him in between the earth and heaven, made another heaven. It became Trishanku Swarga, where people walk, do activity, topsy-turvy ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎನಿವೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ಅಭಿಹತಾಂ ಶಕ್ತಿಂ ನಿಷ್ಪ್ರಭಾಂ ಭೂಮೌ ಪಾತಯಾಮಾಸ. ಸೊ ಭೂದೇವಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಓದಪ್ಪ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರೇ, 13. ಭಗ್ನಾಂ
ಶಕ್ತಿಂ ನಿಪತಿತಾಂ ದೃಷ್ಟ್ವಾ ಕ್ರೋಧ ಸಮನ್ವಿತಃ ಚಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಚಾಮರಂ ಶೂಲಂ ಬಾಣೈಸ್ತದಪಿ ಸಾಚಿನತ್ ತತ ಸಿಂಹ ಸಮುತ್ಪತ್ಯ ಗಜಕುಂಭಾಂತರೇ ಸ್ಥಿತಃ ಬಾಹುಯುದ್ಧೇನ ಯುಯುಧೆ ತೇನೋಚ್ಚೈಸ್ತ್ರಿಧರ್ಷಾರಿಣಃ ಯುಧ್ಯಮಾನೋ ತತಸ್ಥೌತು ತಸ್ಮಾನ್ನಾಗಾನ್ಮಹೀಂ ಗತೋ ಯುಯುಧಾತೆ ಅತಿ ಸಂವೃದ್ಧೋ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ಯುಧ್ಯಮಾನೌ ತತಸ್ತೌತು
ಯುಧ್ಯಮಾನೋ ತತಸ್ತೌತು ಯುಧ್ಯಮಾನೋ ತತಸ್ತೌತು
ತಸ್ಮಾನ್ನಾಗಾನ್ ಮಹೀಂ ಗತೌ ಯುಯುಧಾತೇತಿ ಸಂರಬ್ಧೌ
ಯುಯುಧಾತೆ ಅತಿ ಸಂವೃದ್ಧೋ
ಪ್ರಹಾರೈರತಿ ದಾರುಣೈಃ. So the Yuddham is a wonderful entertainment to us. So Yuddha, Yagna, these are the two real entertainment. That's why we make a prayer. Bhadram karne vishrunuyama devaha ಭದ್ರಂ ಪಶ್ಯೇಮ ಅಕ್ಷಭೀರ್ಯಜತ್ರಾಹ. ಕಿವಿಗಳಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಹಾಕಾರಗಳು, ಒಟ್ಟು ಫಟ್ಟು ವೇಟು ಇಂಥ ನಾದಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಯಜ್ಞವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಯಜ್ಞನಾದ. ಅಗ್ನಯೇ ಸ್ವಾಹ, ಚಂದ್ರಾಯ ಸ್ವಾಹ, ಬೃಹಸ್ಪತಯೇ ಸ್ವಾಹ, ಈ ತರಹ ಸ್ವಾಹ ಸ್ವಾಹ ಅಂತ 120 ಸಲ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ವಾಹಾಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದರ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ದುರ್ಗಾ ಹೋಮ, ಗಣಪತಿ ಹೋಮ, Navagraha Homa, Chandi Homa, etc. are one hand. Or you have to also see Soma Yaga, Vajapeya Yaga, and Darsapurnamasa Yaga, etc. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಿಂದ ಯಜ್ಞಯಾಗಾದಿ ಕರ್ತಗಳನ್ನು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ನೋವಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ದಲ್. 3 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯು ಆರ್ ಬಿಕಟ್ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಹೆಡ್ಏಕ್. ಅದೇ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ನೀನು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟು ಬಾಲ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಆಟ ಆಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕುಡಿತೀರಿ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈ ತುಂಬ ಬೆವರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ದೇ ಸಿ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ದೇ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಲ್ ವೇರ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗು ಅದು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಸ್, ಆರ್ ಈವನ್ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್? That's why so many medical shops, so many medical hospitals, so many nursing homes, so many doctors, so much of. So everybody wants to. That's why if at all you go to corporate hospital, they look at your money, not to cure you from disease. ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಐ ಸಿ ಯು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎನಿವೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಯುದ್ಧ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ತ್ರಿದಸಾರಿನ ಅವರ ಕೋಪ ಬಂದು ಹೀ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ದ ಚಾಮರಂ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಟ್ ಚಾಮರಂ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೂಲಂ, ಬಾಣ and all that. So when that happened, the Simham also reacted too much. Tataha Simha samutpatya gajakumbhantare sthitah. So it also became bahuyuddhena yudetano tena uchchaihi tridasarina. So in this manner, the yuddham is going on and on and on, and the more and more Mahishasura is losing the war, although he employed a large number of ಆಯುಧಾಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದೇವಿ. ಗೋಡೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಏನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪವರ್. ಸೊ ಓವರ್ ಪವರ್, ದಿ ಪವರ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಭೀಮ ಈಸ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸಹಸ್ರ ನಾಗಬಲ. ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 5 ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಟು ಭೀಮ. ಯಾರು ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲುತ್ತಾರೋ, ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ 5 fellows, that fellow will kill the other 4 fellows ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So Bhima started the game and he finished the game with Duryodhana. So all the Kichaka, Bakasura and Duryodhana and all these fellows were put off. So like that, Illi, he is trying his best to see that Durga Parameswari is killed. But that is the Utsaham. That's what we call as Yuddhotsaham. Supposing apply, no reply. ಆದರೆ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್. ಆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ತಗಲತ್ತೆ, ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಏತಿ ಜೀವಂತಮಾನಂದ ನರಂ ವರ್ಷಶತಾದಪಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ. 100 ವರ್ಷ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಸ್ಮೈಲ್, ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಲ್ ಫೈಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದುರ್ಗಮ್ಮ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ Mahishasura. In the next sessions, we shall enjoy that. Welcome to that. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahabhijankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ तत्सतं. सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु, श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु. ಶ್ರೀ ವೇದ ಪುರುಷ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದೋಸ್ತು. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಾತೃ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಗುರು.